It's an MLS Cup rematch coming to BMO Field, not just from 2017, but 2016 as well, as the Seattle Sounders roll into town for a midweek affair. Gareth Wheeler and Terry Dunfield with your Toronto FC match preview. It's TFC taking on the Seattle Sounders. The good news, the best news, Terry, no long johns needed, no parka required. The weather's actually going to be nice, about 12 degrees. What a concept. Toronto v Seattle when there's decent weather.
Yeah, weather's changing. TFC are back winning in the league. Get yourself down to BMO for Wednesday night.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Both teams struggled a little bit out of the gate of the season. Both involved in the CONCACAF Champions League participation, which is no coincidence whatsoever. But Toronto FC coming off their best performance of the year in a 3-0 win on Friday night. A convincing one against the Philadelphia Union. What do you look for TFC to build upon from that victory?
I think TFC were just back to their ways. They were finding their groove. I definitely think the CONCACAF Champions League took its toll, but just being back in Toronto, back on that training ground, rested up. And I think if you look at that Chicago game previous to the Philly game, the team just tired in the last 20 minutes, but being back at home, recuperating, I think the team's sort of energy levels are back up and the team was back clicking again.
Let's start from the back and work our way forward. This makeshift back line with Bradley and Vanderweel at center back, they've been very good, Terry, and they're bringing stability to a team with players coming back into the fold.
Yeah, 100%. I also think they're helping TFC play out of the back a little bit as well. Auro's been excellent bombing up and down that right-hand side, and also Ashton Morgan. He's been so consistent since coming in the side for Morrow.
When I think of that MLS Cup victory over the Seattle Sounders back in last December, I think of Victor Vasquez in that midfield unit and how they did a number against the Seattle Sounders. Now having Vasquez in this team, maybe pushing a little bit forward, playing off Javinko, it absolutely works, and Seattle's going to have to be wary.
Good point. I thought Vasquez was excellent against Philly, just playing a little bit higher, as you said, off of Javinko. It's incredible how those two look for one another, but it also helped Akeche. Akeche just dropped a little bit deeper. I thought it was his best performance playing alongside Delgado, and it started with his defensive duties, and he was able to show what he can do on the ball after that.
The 3-goal performance will bode well, including Sebastian Javinko scoring his first goal of the year. A player who has not scored on this MLS season as of yet is Clint Dempsey for the Sounders. It's got to be just a matter of when, isn't it? He's just too good to keep off the score sheet.
Yeah, had a good chance against the Columbus Crew. Zach Steffen made a good save off of him. It's around sort of 75 minutes, but the Seattle Sounders are just struggling to create a little bit of offense. It's a touch predictable, missing Ladero big time, lacking that little bit of creativity. Will Bruin's leading the line up top. They're also missing Morris as well, so they've got a couple of injuries.
Yeah, injuries up top, and I think the Jordan Morris injury is an important one because he's a young player, brings a different type of an attacking player to that group. Nico Ladero will be questionable heading into Wednesday night's matchup, but they're missing a big man at the back as well in Roman Torres, so perhaps that's an area where TFC can expose.
Yeah, defensively, the Seattle Sounders almost play like a zonal system, so it's TFC's to break that down, trying to find ways to play through it. South Korean Kim, he'll come into the side. He's steady away. 28-year-old's had a good career over in Asia, but I think it's a nice matchup for TFC. GM Lagerwey of the Seattle Sounders is talking about bringing an 8-figure signing in.
Wow.
So that'll have an effect on in the changing room a little bit. So though having said all that, I think the Seattle Sounders might just enjoy playing away from home. Takes a little bit of pressure not playing in front of 40,000.
Right. The Seattle Sounders have scored the fewest goals in Major League Soccer. They're bottom of the Western Conference. They're going to be a desperate team coming in, but Toronto FC, you see it happening before our eyes, ticking over nicely, finding their groove in MLS play. It all goes down Wednesday night, 7:30, right here at BMO Field. Hey, no need for a parka. Like I said, it's going to be a beautiful night. Come on out, and we'll see you down here at BMO Field. If you cannot make it down, you can watch on TSN, listen on TSN 1050.